Hey, hi, it's me, your Void, and this is Riley, and we are going to film this video together today. What do I mean by we are filming this video together today? Well, he currently has the zoomies and it's like his active time, and if you've ever had to raise a puppy, you know that that means a lot. Like, a lot of movement, and he right now he loves to play tug-of-war. So I thought to myself, I can play tug-of-war with him, but because he's so small, I don't have to go anywhere for that, so I can sit down. So why not use this opportunity to play with him and tell you about some comics I enjoyed. This is, I guess, a recommendation video. I don't know. I just came up with the idea to randomly recommend comics that I read while playing with my puppy. And hopefully by the end of filming this video, he will be so exhausted that he takes a nap. And I can take a nap. He's a piranha. Look at this. Like, yeah. So, yeah, just if you want to hear about some good comics, I guess stick around. If not, stick around for the puppy that occasionally jumps and tries to bite off my face. I don't know. Look at this. That's what I'm dealing with. So what can I recommend in terms of comics? I guess I can recommend Something is Killing the Children, because I always recommend Something is Killing the Children, because Something is Killing the Children is amazing. In fact, the entire Slaughterverse is pretty amazing. In Something's Killing the Children, we follow Erica Slaughter. Ow! Not your fault. Erica Slaughter is a monster hunter, and she was raised by this Order of St. George. And their only job in life is to kill monsters that can only be seen by children, and children dream these monsters into existence, actually. And she has become a bit disillusioned with this Order of St. George, so Erica is kind of doing her own thing. That's the story of Something is Killing Children, and then there is... Ow! And then there is the House of Slaughter, which is like side stories, kind of different characters of this organization, which is 50% the story of Jace, which is like a background character, and he has like some other background characters, and the other half is teaching you about the world and the mask colors of the universe of Something is Killing the Children, because that is very important. And then there are also some anniversary one-shots, which are called the Book of Slaughter, Butcher, Cutter, which is basically just a world-building Bible, but turn it into a comic so you can enjoy it. I myself am a huge fan of the Slaughterverse. I love everything I've ever read of it. I'm almost done with the House of Slaughter series. I read the entire first arc of Something is Killing the Children, and I have read 2 out of the 3 Book of something comics. I just love it. I just love it. And I cannot... Whoa! And I cannot wait for the TV show and the animated show and the movie, and like there's so much coming out in the Slaughterverse universe. Slaughterverse universe. I need to stop saying that. I will never not preach about the Slaughterverse. Another comic I read that I recently enjoyed was The Wicked and the Divine by Kieran Gillen, if I remember correct. Which is the story about how a set of 12 gods, it's not always the same 12 gods, but it's always 12 gods of different pantheons, are reincarnated as humans, and they have 2 years to do whatever they want. And the point is to inspire mankind, to show them something greater than they are, so we can kind of recharge creativity and awe and stuff like that. But these gods, they have issues, man. They have issues. First and foremost, they want to be worshipped. So in the first iteration of this comic, they are showing up as pop stars. Like we have rock stars, we have pop stars, we have electronic DJ stars, like the whole shebang. They are basically turning themselves into music superstars to be worshipped. And they don't hide the fact that they are gods. So they are pop that they are either very popular because everyone's like, oh yeah, I want to see a god on stage. Some people don't believe them, and other people are just like, okay, but what the fuck? And The Wicked and the Divine basically follows these gods and how they interact with each other, and like it's kind of, there is somewhat of a Hunger Game aspect to it, I guess, because apparently it is very hard for all 12 of them to survive those 2 years. And even if you survive, after 2 years you have to off yourself. But apparently only a small fraction of the gods involved in this actually make it to the end of this. And it is just very interesting. And also it is one of those, let's call it, settings where the gods are actually behaving like gods and not like mortals. Like they just don't give a shit about mortals and their sensibilities, basically. They do what they want to do. And that leads to some very interesting conflicts, given that you have just these 12 gods and they are confronted with a world of mortals. And now for the first time, because it happens every 90 years, it's the first time that the internet is around and that they can go viral and that the whole world can see one god at the same time and stuff. So that is a really cool concept, and I had fun with reading that. I'm also a big fan of the Bloodborne comics. Yes, in case you didn't know, there are a bunch of Bloodborne comics out there. I think it's 6 at this point, but the next 3 are like in the pipeline or something. I don't know. But there are a bunch of Bloodborne comics, and just like the game, they're kind of confusing. There is one, my favorite one actually, is A Song for Crows. I think it's called A Song for Crows, which follows Eileen and only Eileen, and I love Eileen. And there's like half of that comic just doesn't have any words in it, and the other half is just the same 3 sentences repeated over and over again. It is very strange, it does not make any sense, but I love it. I love the Bloodborne comics. There are 3 that make a bit more sense, they are kind of connected. I would give you the titles, but I forgot which ones they were because I read them in one go. But yeah, if you crave more Bloodborne content, because there is, at this point, we are all pretty much convinced that there won't be a Bloodborne 2. Maybe we get lucky and we get a remaster, but I don't think so. All my money is on what's called Duskbloods, I think, to be like the spiritual successor to Bloodborne. But if you need more Bloodborne content, read the comics. I like the comics, and it's very Bloodborne. I would give you a story summary of them, but again, A, the story of Bloodborne is kind of confusing, and B, the comics don't really have a story. Like I said, there are 3 that are kind of connected, but at the same time they are not, and they expand a bit on the lore, but at the same time they don't. Then you have like the psychedelic dream that may or may not be some backstory for Eileen. I'm not quite sure. The one is just random hunter doing hunter things, but they are pretty. They are really, really pretty. I would show you the art style right now, because I do have these comics physically in my possession, but they are so far away and I cannot leave this potato alone for too long. Are you already getting tired? Are you already getting tired? What other comic is there? I read the Klaus comics by Grant Morrison during Christmas time. They are fun. They are fun. If you ever wanted an action retelling of Santa Claus, go for the Klaus comics. They are cool. That's one cool Santa Claus. Has to be the coolest Santa Claus I have seen since Rise of the Guardians, where we had the Russian Santa Claus with the tattoos all over his arms. And in the Klaus comics, there is not much to say about the Klaus comics. It's the origin story of Santa Claus. Like medieval Europe, where he saves the day by just being nice to kids and giving them toys and letting them be kids. When there is this evil baron who wants to prevent them from being kids, and he wants to make them all miserable so he can summon Krampus. The one aspect I don't quite get from the Klaus comics is, why are we bringing in moon spirits, and what the fuck is, like, there was apparently a war on the moon between the moon people at one point, and Klaus was involved for some reason, and then he was taken as a prisoner of war and he was locked away for a bunch of hundreds of years for some reason. So that was weird. But yeah, if you're looking for a cool Christmas action thing, read the Klaus comics. They're cool. Oh, are we killing the bunny again? I have to show you the bunny. Look at this. I can't even show you the bunny. Yeah, this bunny doesn't have any legs or ears anymore because he just ripped them off. This is a very sad looking bunny. But he loves that thing. I'm pretty sure we're going to rip off an arm next. Go away. What else is there in terms of comics? 8 Billion Genies by Charles... what's his name? That's a cool one. That's not... that's like... I don't think it's a series. I think it's like one... There is a deluxe edition out now with like 250 pages or something. And 8 Billion Genies explores the idea of what if every person on this planet had a genie with a singular wish? What would happen? And everyone is getting their genie at the exact same time. So chaos ensues. It's actually an apocalyptic event, and we basically explore, okay, how are people wishing for things, and what does it do to the world as a whole, and how do we then move past this apocalyptic event, and what kind of society comes after that. And it's low-key a philosophical read, and at the same time it's like a very interesting thought experiment, and the execution of it is just very interesting, in my opinion. That might just be me, because I am very interested in how cultures work and shit, but that was a good read. I can't even tell you much more about it, because this core concept informs the entire thing. Everyone gets a genie, everyone gets a wish, and the exploration of that story is just very, very interesting, because we follow a bunch of very, very different people experiencing all of this. And what they do with that, because they, of course, also all get a wish and a genie. Look at this sad little bunny. It had ears once. It had legs once. I actually read 8 Billion Genies recently, and I very much enjoyed my time. Well, recently, as of filming this video. I don't know when this will go up. I'm just kind of filming it because I have the time. And I need to tire this dog out. I need to make him tired. Ah! 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 Ow. What other comics did I enjoy? Ooh, The Tea Dragon Society by Kay O'Neill. The Tea Dragon Society by Kay O'Neill is... I mean, these comics are clearly made for like a middle grade audience. But my god, do these comics feel like a warm hug. These comics feel like a warm hug, every single one of them. The first one is the Tea Dragon Society, the second is the Tea Dragon Festival, the third one is the Tea Dragon Tapestry, I believe. Boom! You just ran into the radiator. You know absolutely no pain, do you? No pain. No thoughts. Just play. Just bite. Just all piranha. Yeah, and the Tea Dragon comics just feel like a warm hug. We just follow people living their lives, and they stumble upon the Tea Dragons. And the Tea Dragons are basically dragons that grow certain plants on, I think they're horns, and these plants can be used to make tea. Like it's like jasmine tea. It's like, I don't know what other teas are out there. They grow tea leaves on their back. And you have to take care of them in order for them to be happy, because when they're not happy, they don't grow these leaves. And apparently, if you get the leaves from a tea dragon, it's really good tea compared to the normal version of that plant. I don't know, it's not really explained. Can you stop eating my pants? Eat your mutilated bunny. And yeah, there is not a lot of plot going on in the Tea Dragon comics, but it feels so cozy. It feels like a warm hug. I don't know how else to describe it. It just feels like someone wrapping you in a warm blanket and handing you some tea. They're just soft, you know? Not unlike this ear of a bunny. Are you tired yet? I'm running out of comics to talk about. Another comic. Red Queens by a bunch of talented people. Don't ask me about the author's name, because there was some drama in the background of who made the comic and who didn't. But Red Queens, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, go read Red Queens. It is so funny following this group of women adventurers just doing whatever the fuck they want to do. We just have a bunch of people who are adventurers, but at the same time they are all in the same city, and all they want to do is hop from bar to bar and accidentally destroying all bars. And the people of the city are like, the fuck, can you please just like not do that? I myself had fun with it, much more fun than I had with Dungeon Crawler Carl. So if Dungeon Crawler Carl isn't anything for you, maybe try Red Queens. You still need that Dungeons and Dragons fix. It is very much Dungeons and Dragons, but like so funny. It's so funny. I only read the first volume though, so I don't know if it gets better or worse. I just know there was some drama in the background, and then things changed. I think the art style changed because they had to like get rid of an artist or something. I don't know. All I remember is that I had so much fun, and that I want to continue with the Red Queen series. I just didn't get around to it yet. Like, hey buddy, are we tired? You look like you want to take a nap. You're fighting your own tiredness. My man, just calm down and have a nap. Okay, I think he is sufficiently tired out. It usually takes a bit longer than this, but he was playing outside in the yard with my mom, and then he came inside and he had a drink, and then we started playing, so I think it is time for a nap before you get all bitey. Like, even more bitey than you usually are. Yeah, no, it's nap time. It's nap time. Okay, so I will end this video here because someone has to go to bed. And yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, hit that stupid like button, subscribe if you haven't yet. Let me know in the comments if you have any comics that you loved. I'm always looking for new comic recommendations. If you don't want to talk to me at all, leave a bunny emoji down in the comments below. Rest in peace, this one. Say goodbye, Riley. I will put this one to bed now, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye!